YouTube, welcome to SCG Sports, and in this video we're gonna talk about the preview between the Ravens and the Steelers. Rivalry week is here, guys. Last time we got them right, we beat them in their home turf. So now it's in Baltimore. So before I start the video, please subscribe to the channel. Also, in the preview videos of the matchup, we also do behind enemy lines, so stay put for that later on in the video. Okay guys, so Ravens need this win. I wouldn't call it a must win, but it'll be up there. It's close to a must win. We have Steelers and Bengals. If we beat both of them right at home, we go back to sitting in a good place, 6-4, right? Having 2 divisional wins. So, but anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Steelers Ravens. So we just got Ty Montgomery. I'm expecting him to be our third back coming on against the Steelers. He's a better version of Buck Allen, in my opinion, right? So if you remember last game, we used Smokey Brown a lot. We were burning them. What do I expect? Smokey to run all over them. Do I expect Smokey to have the same game? Not really. But I'm expecting the Steelers to be overly paranoid with Smokey. So who needs to come on big? Hurst, Andrews, Crabtree, Snead, and the backs on the Montgomery and Buck Allen, which he has been doing great in the small, either wheel route or the flat. And even, Collins, he sits and he does a little like a 3-yard curl, but he's elusive, right? So again, I think if they do good, then Smokey would do good, because then they're going to start collapsing a little bit. They're going to be, coming to the front. That's when you take your shot with Smokey. The other thing is, they're pretty good against the run, but we cannot, what we did against the Panther was ridiculous. 11 attempts. And Collins looked good. Collins was elusive. And, I'm not a huge Collins fan, but he was elusive in that game. He was making people miss, and we stopped giving him the ball. For some reason, we stopped giving him the ball. You know that later on, we were getting blown out, but at the beginning of the game, even when you're 21-7, it's still in the first half. You run the ball, your defense just gave up a 99-yard drive, so you run the ball, try to chew up some clock, but I don't know why we don't run it more. So let's go to the numbers, guys. Steelers on offense, they're 4th overall, so a high offense, right? We play a high offense with the Saints, and we played the Steelers a couple weeks ago. It has changed, right? Both teams have changed a little bit how they're playing, but still, we know how to beat the Steelers. Ravens are 14, so obviously advantage Steelers. I'm passing second. We have to defend. The Steelers have 2 of the best receivers in the league. AB, arguably the best in the league, and Juju, one of the best in the league. Young talent, up-and-coming players in the league. So, oh my God, we need Humphries. Smith has looked horrible. We need Humphries to come back. Because if Humphrey comes back, what I expect, Tavon, I think, has been killing it. I will be fine if they put Tavon on AB, right? But if Humphrey comes, then you can put Humphreys on AB, right? And Juju, then you switch Carr and Smith on Juju, and you have to give up help. The other thing is, you have to watch Washington. He's a burner. We have to wrap up McDonald. He's hard to wrap up. Their tight ends, McDonald's good, Jesse James is good. They're not great, but solid, right? And with the firepower that they have, they always find their way to create yards after the catch, right? They're powerful, especially McDonald. He's powerful. He always creates yards after the catch. So, passing their second, we are 8th, which, to be honest, I don't even know how. My only reasoning right now is a lot of teams have taken a bye. We haven't, so we'll see after we come in the bye. Things start to average a little bit better. So the offensive number for us might be a little skew in our favor, right? Steelers have been there for 7 games, but you know what? Actually, these numbers are per game, so scratch that. So we are 8th. Again, I don't know how we are 8th, but we are 8th. I'm expecting actually a good game from Flacco. He needs to rebound, right? He saw Lamar's last drive being good. He needs to rebound. He needs to play better. Running. Steelers are 22nd and we are 24th. So we are basically 2 trashy teams in the run. We need to contain their running game, right? We can if they start running, which is what the Panthers did. If you check that game, they just ran over. I know they had Cam Newton, but if you add that face, if you add that, let the Steelers run the ball against you, then you're done. Because now the defense has to collapse. Now Mosley has to be, biting that play action. Kenny Young, peanut. That opens that passing game, right? So they need to protect the run. They need to tackle. They need to basically hold the rushy attempts to no more than 3. At the end of the day, the Steelers cannot be averaging more than 3 yards per carry. That's my opinion. Because if you do that, that means you contain them, you make them one-dimensional. That dimension is good, right? Their passing game is good, but at least you can plan better when you have them. And that's what we did against them in the first game. They didn't have any running game, right? And we took it to them again. We have to follow a similar game plan than what we did in Hinesfield. Now let's go to the defense. Coming from a bad performance, we need to pressure Ben. If we do, if you remember last game, the one touchdown pass that Ben had was against to AB. It was because at that particular pass, he had the time in the world, right? So he was sitting there looking. AB did a curl out in the middle, and he saw Ben looking. So what he did a go out. And then, Humphries did a great job, but Ben just had the time in the world. He lobbed it, dime, touchdown, right? So we need to. It cannot happen what happened last game. We need to hit Ben. We need to pressure him. For Big Ben is a large guy, but he hates being hit, right? Most people do. But you hit that. You hit him. You have to pressure him. I'm expecting us to blitz and get to the QB. If we don't, then that's the game. So, going back to the defense, total, Steelers are middle of the pack, they're 15. The Ravens are still number 1 after that embarrassment performance. We're still number 1. And it's because of this. Against the pass, we're second. Again, I think Cam threw for 200 yards maybe. He didn't have like 400 yards against us. Passing is being good, we're second in the league, right? So it's been more than good. It was one of the top in the league. And that's without Humphries in the last 2 games. We need him. If he comes back to this game, I think we will win this game. Steelers, on the other hand, they're 24th against the passing. And this goes back to what I'm saying. Artie Burns, we need to take advantage of Artie Burns. Whoever the third corner is for them. Their safeties are not great. They do have Hayton. But even Hayton got burned, right? So, I'm expecting Brown to eventually have a good game. I'm expecting them to basically let him lose. Flacco basically just gonna watch those safeties. Safety sheet in, throw it to Brown. Now, last game, Flacco was off, right? He was overthrowing receivers. I'm hoping he doesn't do this. This is an MNT bank. So, safety sheet, they come in, you throw it over the top. If they go back, if they play in cover 2, I'm expecting Crabtree. Like I said earlier, Crabtree, the tight ends, Snead. We need to hold to the ball, guys. We cannot be dropping the ball. I know we want to hate on Flacco, but there's a lot of drops happening. It's not Crabtree anymore. It's all around. And like I said, Tom Montgomery, I'm expecting him to get a couple of series. Or not series, a couple, maybe like 3 rushes. Maybe we throw him like 3 or 4 balls, to get acclimated to the team. He also plays special team. I know people are hating what he did in Green Bay. I didn't like his decision making, but I don't know necessarily if he's going to be covering punts or returning kicks or punts, but he can cover, right? So, and then the rushing. The Steelers are 6. That's where they thrive, and we're 11. So, I don't expect us to run well, but to run, attempted reverses, running with Collins. Collins is shifty. He needs to hold to the ball. Like I said in my previous video with the Panthers, the love that what I love and hate from that game, that fumble really wasn't on him. It was basically Flacco was giving it to him, and this truck came to him and hit him, right? So, if he holds the ball, he needs to touch the ball, I think, 20 times. And Buck can touch it 5 to 7, and if they want to put Gus or Montgomery to touch it 3 to 5 times, that's great. We should be rushing between 25 and 30 times, right? I want to see Flacco throwing in maybe a little bit over 30, 32, but ideally in the 27 attempts. Because we need to be balanced. So if you run the ball, even if you're not getting much, then the play action comes to play, right? Then when you play action, those linebackers think you're running, and they start cheating, and then that middle of the field gets open. That's what we need to do against the Steelers. So our defense needs to hold, and again, if you're healthy, I expect them to be good. Again, we're against one of the top teams. I said the second in the past 4 total. So they're top of the line offense. So I expect them to be good, not first overall, but good. Last thing, I want to do a QB comparison. Big Ben has thrown 14 touchdowns. Flacco has done 12. So Big Ben, a little bit, 2 touchdowns more with 1 game less. Big caveat. He has thrown 1 more pick, and he has 31 more yards. Again, with 1 less game. So Big Ben has had a little bit better season so far. He does have better weapons, but I mean, it's not like he has been overmatched, or he has overmatched Flacco, right? Flacco knows the Steelers. Usually he plays well against them. He feels comfortable against the Steelers. Hopefully he rises to the occasion. I'm expecting good game, good physical game. I'm expecting the Ravens offense to redeem themselves, right? They haven't been good in the past couple of weeks. So, score prediction. I think Ravens scored 31 points, and I think the Steelers score 27. So, I think the Ravens win 31-27. Contested game, high-scoring game. But I think the Ravens can take. I think the Ravens can win. If they stick to the game plan, they will win. If the receivers don't drop the balls, they will win. And the defense contain them. I'm not expecting what happened against them, right? Last game, they only scored 1 touchdown. The rest was field goals. No, realistically, they're gonna score more than 14 points. So, guys, now for the Steelers' perspective, I have Joey, and he will give you his key to the games for the Steelers to win against the Ravens.
Hi, this is Joe Toscano, aka Joey Bag of Donuts, and here is my preview of the Steelers-Ravens game. The Ravens easily beat the Steelers in Week 4, winning 26-14, but a lot has changed since then. The Steelers have won 3 in a row since losing to the Ravens and sit atop the AFC North, while the Ravens have only won 1 of the last 4 and are 3rd in the division. One of the keys for the Steelers is to avoid slow starts. In that Week 4 contest, the Ravens started fast, jumping out to a 14-0 lead before the Steelers could get anything going. When the Steelers are down multiple scores, they become one-dimensional and abandon the run. The Steelers have been successful lately because of a balanced attack with a renewed emphasis on the run behind James Conner's 526 all-purpose yards and 6 touchdowns in the last 3 games. Another key for the Steelers is to stop the Ravens' passing attack. The Ravens rank 5th in the league in passing, with John Brown torching the Steelers in their first meeting. In that game, Brown had 116 yards receiving and a touchdown. The Steelers' defense has improved since the Ravens game, but they need to put pressure on Flacco so that he doesn't have as much time to get the ball to one of his receivers. So who's going to win? Even though the Ravens have the best total defense in the league and they're at home, I think the Steelers find a way to squeak out a victory in a low-scoring game. I say Steelers 24, Ravens 21. Thank you.
There you go, guys. What do you think what he said? Are we winning? Are we losing? Can you give me your score prediction? Also, what is the key to the game for the Ravens to succeed? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and follow me at szgsports. I'll see you next time, guys.